What's going on, everybody? It's Heat Kicks. I got a really dope video for you guys today, something a little bit different. Instead of talking about the hype shoes and the hype beast, stuff that's been coming out, I want to get into a series that talks about shoes that are based on comfort, shoes for people with disabilities and people that have difficult time walking and mobility. And the reason for that, I had briefly described in some of the previous videos. I am a disabled veteran with severe back pain, severe leg pain. I also have a severe central nervous system disorder, and for the first 5 years after my injury was paralyzed from the waist down. I've actually come back from that and have gotten to the point of being able to walk with a walker and or cane sometimes in the house. So I thought it would be interesting to do something a little bit different and talk about shoes that deal specifically with comfort, support, cushioning, so on and so forth. So with that, let's get into it. The first shoe that I want to talk about is the Adidas Ultra Boost. And as you can see here, this is the cookies and cream colorway. We're not really going to get too much into colorways in this segment or the aesthetics of the shoe, more based on, the comfort of the shoe and the support and how that would benefit somebody with disabilities and somebody who has trouble walking. So to start it off, you've got this cage up here that kind of locks you into the shoe and is going to give some support. You've also got on the back the cup that's going to keep you basically locked into the shoe. The front here, basically the entire upper, it's a single booty upper, so it's basically all one piece of material that's basically molded into the shoe. But when you look at it, the prime knit is very stretchy, very comfortable, and it just feels super comfortable on foot. But even more important than that, you have the boost for the outsole, and the boost for the outsole, for people that don't know the Adidas Ultra Boost, it's kind of like walking on a cloud. I mean, it's really good. And the thing with Ultra Boost is it has what they call energy return. So what I've noticed with that was the first time I put this on, not only was this shoe super comfortable, but I struggle to walk. And with the energy return, I noticed that I could kind of move a little bit faster, or that it kind of had a little bit of oomph or push to it. So for instance, if I was to walk from the front of the house to the back of the house, it might take me 10 seconds. But now with this shoe, it kind of propels you forward and has that energy return. Not only can I get there a little bit faster, but I can get there a lot more comfortable. And it's also going to help with your longevity, your ability to be able to go out, go to the mall, walk around, stuff like that. This takes a lot of stress off of my legs. It's super comfortable on the feet for people that have pain disorders, and having shoes that are tight, that wrap the feet too tight, are really uncomfortable. So you have the Adidas Ultra Boost. Also too, with this shoe, you have the torsional control. So you're going to have the TPU, torsional control, and then here you have the cage. That's all for support. Then you have the soft, super soft, cloudy like outsole, and then the really comfortable, stretchy prime knit. And so you have the Adidas Ultra Boost Oreo colorway. Now the next shoe that I want to get into is a really dope shoe, the Under Armour Hover. Okay, obviously I got this pair because it's got the camo on it, and I am, like I said, a disabled Army veteran. This shoe was basically put out onto the market to compete with the Ultra Boost. It has on the back a boost-like material that is covered in a webbing, and then the outer part of the outsole is actually Under Armour's Charge. So it's Charge, and then on the inside is that boost-type material. The really cool thing about this, in addition to that, is if you look inside, I know it's a little difficult to see on camera, but inside is a gel pad that's about a 1/2 inch thick. So basically like gel. You put your foot in here, and not only is that gel kind of cooling, so you put your foot in and it kind of cools your foot off, but you actually have a 1/2 inch of gel in the insole that's connected to the outsole that basically gives you additional cushioning, and then underneath that you have your boost type outsole covered in your charged outsole. In addition to that, you have a synthetic type prime knit. It's not a prime knit, but it's like a synthetic knit material. Also very stretchy, as you guys can see. And then it's also got your cup in the back, your TPU cup in the back, and then it has, I don't think it has, yeah, it doesn't have a torsion control, but the bottom is very rigid, and then you have a lot of traction on the bottom, like the Ultra Boost, which is going to help you with gripping to the floor. This also kind of has the energy return that's going to propel you. This shoe is also going to be the type of shoe that's going to help you walk. It's really good for support. It's good for back pain. It's good for leg pain. This is really going to help with kind of propelling you forward, and again, helping with longevity and being able to stay out longer, and not having any issues, you know what I mean? So a while back, I had gone to a sneaker store, and I said to the guy, what's the most comfortable shoe that you have in store? And he was like, definitely Ultra Boost. Now, I didn't know what Ultra Boost was at the time. Like, I knew about Adidas, but I didn't really know what Ultra Boost was. And I had put that pair on my feet, and it was like literally a miracle coming to me. It was the most comfortable shoe I had ever put on. I tell everybody about Boost and Ultra Boost because it's just extremely comfortable. With the prime knit upper, you just can't beat it. So the difference between the two shoes that I just showed you, the Ultra Boost and the UA Hover, is the Ultra Boost retails for between $180 and $220. The pair I showed you was $220. The UA Hover that we just talked about, though, is $130 for the mid cut. And then they have a low cut version, which I believe is $100. And then for the people, not really in this segment, but for people that run, obviously people with disabilities and stuff might not be running, but for the people that do run, they have what they call UA Connect, Under Armour Connect, and that's basically an application that connects to a chip in the shoe, and it's like a pedometer. It tells you how fast, how far you're walking or running. It's also good too, even if you don't run and you're somebody who's disabled but you're still conscious about your health and, you know, physical activity. It's got that pedometer feature, so it can tell you how many steps you're taking a day and how much exercise you're actually getting. So that's one added feature that the Ultra Boost doesn't have. So the next shoe I want to get into is a little bit different, and most of you guys probably don't know what this is. Now, I'm a big fan of EDM and house music. I'm also a producer. I mix, master music. I've recorded a lot of artists and also make my own beats. But with that being said, with the EDM music, this is the Steve Aoki edition gel Asics. So once again, you've got a prime knit or knit. They don't call it prime knit because it's Asics, but they have a stretchy, comfortable knit upper. Inside is just a regular insole. The outsole down on the bottom's got really, really good traction. And then you have your midsole. Now, your midsole is basically almost like another Boost material. Really, really soft, squishy, and cloud-like. And then it also has gel. So gel Asics. So where we talked about the gel being in the Under Armour, that was in the insole. So that comes in contact with your foot. It cools. It's direct. The gel in this shoe is actually part of the outsole and the midsole. So you do feel that cushioning. But it's not direct contact to your foot. Now, this shoe also has energy return like we were talking about before, which is going to help kind of propel you. Same as we had spoken about before. Again, this is the gel Asics Steve Aoki. They also make the gel Asics in other models that are not for Steve Aoki. Now, the last shoe is definitely a bit different from everything else I've shown you. Everything else I've shown you was lifestyle, but was also good for running. This is more of like a typical Nike shoe. So the next shoe we have is the Nike Air Force One Fly Knit. So the Fly Knit is kind of like the Prime Knit. It's a knit material, but as you can see, there's really no stretch. It kind of stays in place. Yes, it is a cool colorway. I got the multi-color colorway. But like I said, we're not really going to get too much into colorways and aesthetics, but more the comfort. Believe it or not, even though the knit on top is pretty stiff, this shoe is really, really comfortable. Now, there's not a lot of cushioning, and it's just the typical Air Force One cushioning that they have on the bottom, but when you look at the outsole, if you look in close, you can actually see the areas where they chipped out or where they cut out like half of the sole. So it's not just a flat bottom Air Force One. They've actually cut out a large amount of this outsole. So although this doesn't have like a boost type material, although it doesn't give you energy return and doesn't kind of force you forward and help you, with your ability to walk, what this does do is offers you a super light high top silhouette. So the combination of the cutouts on the outsole and the knit, the Nike, prime knit that they have on top, which is super lightweight, makes the shoe super, super light. I mean, you can't tell from the camera, or whatever, but if you guys have ever had a fly knit pair in your hand, I don't know exactly what the weight is. If you guys have, questions on that, I can get the weight for you, but it's so light. So even though it doesn't propel you forward, it helps your ability to walk. It's going to have really good support. It's going to have really good lockdown. And although you're not propelling forward, it's just, there's almost no effort to lift your foot up to continue walking because they're so light. And believe it or not, even though there's not a lot of cushioning and the top is, the upper is kind of stiff, it's really, really comfortable. This is one of my most comfortable shoes besides the Ultra Boost and everything. So anyways, like I said, I'm glad I could give you guys this information. Wanted to do something a little bit different. I hope for the people out there with disabilities, people that have pain and struggle to walk, I hope this was some help. If you guys have any other questions about other silhouettes or other shoes that might kind of fit into that same category, let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that notification bell so you can get all my movies on demand. And that's it, guys. It's Heat Kicks. I'm out.